Can I get you something to eat? Some coffee?
Maria should eat something. She needs to keep her strength up. The next few days, weeks, it's not going to be easy on any of us.
Darling, please don't worry about Maria. Maria's going to be fine. I mean, she knows deep down that being part of a couple means that sometimes you say things in anger that you don't mean. I mean, for heaven's sakes, look at us. Wars were started with less provocation.
Maria feels so guilty.
Pain is still very fresh. But she knows deep down that underneath those fighting words there was a deep love.
Maria can never doubt that Edmund loved her.
And we won't let her.
Edmund came to me just before the wedding. He wanted to know if he'd be a good husband, a good father. He was scared to death. He was afraid he'd fail, Maria.
But he didn't. He was a wonderful husband. He was a fine man. He was a devoted brother.
It just rips me up to see her suffer.
What about you, darling? What about you? I mean, you and Edmund, you were just devoted to each other. What can I do?
You just go up and get some rest. I'll be fine.
No, I am not going to leave you alone.
I'll be all right.
You know, you sound like I did when my mother died. On the outside, I seemed very calm. I was able to make all those funeral arrangements. But inside, I was screaming. I was screaming one long scream of indescribable pain. Please let it go, darling. Let it go. Hold on to me. Together we will get through this. Morning I found my mother. She was gone. I wanted so much to convince myself that her death was just a dream. And that I would wake up. That I would smell her perfume. And I would hear her humming in the kitchen. She'd putter around. And that I would run downstairs and she would hug me, smile at me, say, "Morning, sweetheart. Sleep well." I have never felt so alone as I did in that moment. I mean, it was a day like any other day, except that the world as I had known it had ended. And I was a stranger in my own house and in my own life. And the grief was so overwhelming and frightening that I knew that if I would give into it, I would go mad. Of course, there was no question that I would never give into it. Of course not. I was Eric again. And life had dealt me a lot of curveballs, and I had never struck out. So I stood there in that awful and empty house. And I convinced myself that I could handle my mother's death. That I could make calls, and I could make arrangements, and I could make up my mind that I was fine. That I was in control. We both know what happened. Please don't do what I did. Please don't deny what you feel. Please don't lock yourself into playing some role that you think you have to play. Feel the shock. You have pain from losing your brother. Feel the emptiness that Edmund's death has left on your soul.
No.
You loved him. You have to grieve for him.
I can't.
Yes, you can. It's okay. I'm here. You're not alone, darling. It's okay.
Edmund. Oh, Edmund. My brother. Erica, would you open the doors? I want to catch Grace before she goes home, find out how Maria's doing.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Would you like me to call Anton?
As much as I want to, as much as I love Anton, he wouldn't come.
Are you sure you don't want me to call Anton?
If I thought there was the slightest chance, I'd...
All right, come on, let's go to bed. Let's try to get some sleep. Jack just stopped by. He needs to talk to you.
First of all, let me just say how sorry I am to hear about Edmund. You have my best sympathy.
Thank you, Jeff.
Edmund was more than just a client. He was a friend, and I'll miss him very much.
Yes, we all will.
Last spring, after he married Maria, he dropped by my office to add a codicil to his will. It's in the form of a letter addressed to you, and my instructions were to read it upon his...
Please.
Thank you. It's dated April 1st, 1994. Dear Bro, if Jack's reading this letter, he has to say first that I agree with W.C. Fields.
On the whole, I'd rather be in Philadelphia. No such luck. I'm sitting here in a cloud, testing my wings, polishing my shiny golden halo. I hope. If not, I'll see you in the other place. Seriously, though, now that I've got you warmed up, I have a couple of favors to ask.
First of all, you know from the will I'm giving you back Wildwind. You refused to accept
when I was around. Now that I'm gone, every brick and moldy roof tile is yours. You worked your investing fingers to the bone saving the place when you go and broke. The Merrick stronghold in the New World stays in the direct Merrick line. Wildwind, bro. You're stuck with it.
As in parentheses, pause for laughter.
Second, But more important, I want you to take care of Maria and any kids we have by the time you hear this. I trust you would anyway, but I'm making it official. You're the executor. I'm not leaving Maria a fortune, but I bet you can turn it into one for her. Encourage her to stay on at Wildwind. Help the kids grow up right. I can't think of anybody I'd rather have help raise my children. Teach them everything you know except brooding. And thank you, Dimitri, for everything. All my love.